In this video, I'm counting down and reviewing 6 more of the absolute worst fake LEGO Big Figs money can buy. Let us begin. The X-Men have been around for like a gazillion years and has grown a massive following with shows, movies, and action figures. Despite its popularity, there's still hundreds of characters we have yet to see from LEGO, as the theme has been pretty underrepresented, especially in the Big Fig category. One such beefcake is the Blob. If you don't know, the Blob is a very hungry X-Men villain who eats anything in his path.
What the?
This is our fake LEGO Blob Big Fig, and he's actually kinda good. Blob is like the definition of beefy, and this custom mold does a great job depicting his jello-y body shape, since most Big Figs are ripped.
Why are we still here?
When I ordered this guy, I thought he'd be pretty cursed, but he's actually very decent, with again a great mold, and even a double head, although he does have eyes on the back of his head. Just like my 3rd grade teacher. Very solid Big Fig overall, which is why I put him at number 6, but just don't leave him in the kitchen unattended. Hey, Blob, could you watch my food quick? I gotta go to the bathroom. Alright, sweet, thanks.
A few moments later.
Bro. This is Drax, one of the iconic members from the Guardians of the Galaxy. Although many of us know him by his gray complexion, it turns out he used to look more like the Green Giant, which I discovered after finding this fake. Drax could have been such a cool Big Fig with his body tattoos, but mine has 0 back printing, and the front has been severely warped. Are these supposed to be his pecs? A Big Fig Drax also doesn't seem very size accurate, but it does mean we get these massive butcher knife accessories, which is definitely the best part. His face though looks more like an Angry Bird than Drax, and based on his nubby nose, I have a strong suspicion that this may actually be He Who Must Not Be Named. No, just kidding, I can say it. It's Now back to the X-Men, because there are still plenty of chunky characters to choose from. Well, here's Colossus. He's been a staple in the X-Men universe, and this fake is supposed to be modeled after his classic suit, not this one. Listen, he's a cool Big Fig with very accurate detailing, especially on the arms, and has a shredded 6-pack, which I've been using to grate cheese with recently. The only thing that makes this a cursed Big Fig though, is the head. It looks nothing like Colossus, which makes me think they used this as their reference picture. Honestly, if he had a better head and maybe a neck, this Big Fig would be fire. But right now, I think he belongs in Area 51. Speaking of underrepresented Marvel characters, we've never gotten to see the Fantastic Four in LEGO, besides this, who also has a huge fan base.
You will be. You will be.
I know the most recent movie rendition of this classic squad had some mixed reviews, but here's our fake LEGO Thing, who's supposed to look like this guy. Believe it or not, I actually got an even worse fake LEGO Thing a while back, who looks like a baby, but this guy is a very close second. He includes the same crusty paint that makes the joints very difficult to move, which means he's not much of a playing toy. I mean, the rock detail isn't terrible, but the shading up front is. You can barely see his chiseled chin with all these crack marks, and they went a little overboard on his pec details. My goodness, these things are 4D. So we've seen 2 X-Men hunks so far, but perhaps one of the most requested LEGO Big Figs is the Juggernaut. A close second behind Emperor Palpatine. Juggernaut is the epitome of muscle, so a Big Fig of him just makes sense. Thankfully, our crew over at Fake LEGO heard the demands and made us one. But I kinda wish they didn't. Juggernaut here has actually a pretty cool mold, which is supposed to represent his tough looking armor. That's all great, but what's going on with his head? I'm pretty sure he's supposed to have printing up here to represent his skin, but without it, if you take the head off, he looks more like a Goomba than this guy. I also just realized that his neck is its own piece. I think this puke tan is supposed to be his skin, so maybe it was a good thing they didn't include it on the face, but I just can't stop thinking this head actually belongs to the Grimace Big Fig. Okay, imagine a Grimace Big Fig though. That would be epic. And finally, the absolute worst and most cursed fake Lego Big Fig is Korg.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Korg. I'm kind of like the leader in here.
Okay, this has got to be the crustiest and immobile Big Fig to date, and this paint job looks like something I would make if I was 4. I do think Korg would make a much better Big Fig than this thing, but I hope Legos would look nothing like ours. He's got the same rock printing as Thing, which I guess makes sense, but then hand-drawn detail everywhere else. This molded arm though may be the only redeeming factor. It's actually pretty cool and would be perfect for like a Planet Hulk arm or something. I physically can't move his hands though, so this club is pretty useless. And is it just me, or is this other arm a different color than the rest of his body? I would love to see a good Korg Big Fig because he's a really great character, but this is not it. Well, that was 6 more of the worst fake Lego Big Figs I could find. Definitely check out part 1 if you haven't yet, and also let me know in the comments if you've seen worse after you subscribe. Peace!